How's it going, YouTube? Max Reynolds here from Team Voltage. Going to be doing my own deck profile from YCS Atlanta. I ended up getting top 32 playing pure Zoodiac. I will just do a quick preamble to the deck profile. I finished 9-2 in Swiss after 11 rounds. My first loss came to Bernardo Miranda in a mirror match in round 6, I believe. I think it was round 6. And then I went all the way out to round 11, where I lost to Michael Zamidi, I believe his name was. And he ended up going 11-0 with the Windwitch Eidolon deck. And the cool thing about my deck was I played Lunalight Black Sheep and Fusion Substitute to draw 3 cards with just 1 rat. And all you need to do is play those cards, so you don't have to like have an extra normal summon. So that was like the cool part of my deck. So yeah, let's get into the explanation. Alright, so I'm going to get into the deck profile then. So it was 3 Terror Top and 1 Take board. This should be in probably every deck because it gets you to the zoo cards. It's just really good. Terror Top should probably go to 1. Other than that, yeah, I'm not really going to explain why this card's good because it's been a problem for a while. Then the Zoo Engine was 3 Rat, 3 Whiptail, and 2 Thoroughblade. I think this is the best ratio to play if you're playing the pure version. It's just like really solid. You need the 3 rat obviously, so I won't really go into that. And then like the other 2, you want 3 Whiptail because if you don't have rat, you want to have like a high chance to still see a Zoodiac monster, so you can have rat on your next turn, so you can like make boar and then bull and then search for rat and then make Trident. So that's really good. And then just having 3 is good for OTKs. And then Thoroughblade is another card. It's just really important for grinding, especially when you get barriered. It's 1600, which is really big in the mirror, which is kind of funny actually, but it's whatever. It's also just really good because if you draw into one of these in rat, you can draw 4 cards with the zoo combo, the way I have it, because of this card, which I'll get into in just a second. But yeah, I never really wanted 3 because you don't really want to draw multiples, but you want to like draw the 1 to see, kind of like instant fusion. However, I'm not playing instant at all in this particular list. But yeah, and then you can always put the 1 back, so you always have the 1 in your deck to grab off of barrage if you need it. So like if they max C you on barrage, you can just bring this out and draw a card. So it's just like, it's a really nice luxury to have, and I recommend that it is played in most zoo decks. And then for the non-zoo cards, 1 Lunalight Black Sheep. What this card does, the only reason you play it is because you can search it off Bull, because it's a Beast Warrior, and then you can discard it to search for Fusion Substitute, which his name is Polymerization in the deck, and this card primarily searches Polymerization, so that's how that works. And then I will actually show you the combo with this at the end of the video, so you understand why this is good. And then for hand traps, it was 2 Max C and 2 Ghost Ogre. And I was really content with this lineup. Obviously, Max C is really good. Ghost Ogre is here because when we were testing, we ran into the issue of kind of not having that many good cards going second. And like you might be like, oh, well, why wouldn't you just play the Kaijus? I really don't want to play cards like the Kaijus in a deck that primarily wants to go first. I just wanted like a minimal amount of cards that could solve problems going second, and like the Kaijus require you to run at least 7 cards because you have the 3 Slumbers and then the 4 Kaijus. So that's just really not ideal when you want to go first. So Ogre just did the same, not the exact same, obviously you can't just OTK with this card, but it's something you can draw into off Max C if they're trying to kill you, and it also can just stop a barrage, which is something I didn't do in top 32, which cost me a match, and it probably cost me a progression further into Top Cut, but whatever. Yeah, so Ogre definitely really good. I strongly encourage you to use it. It's also 1800 defense in the mirror, which can come up if you're like at a really late game and they're out of resources. For the spells, Triple Barrage, so good. Won't really explain why that's good because you should know by now. Triple Tenki because we're not Boden Temnik and play 2. We play 3. No, but seriously, you want 3 because it just raises your odds of seeing rat in your opening hand. And even if you draw multiple, like if you draw 2 and one of them's dead, with the combo you draw 3 cards, so like it just doesn't matter that you have the 1 dead card because you're just getting 3 for this one anyways, so it's a +2. So yeah, 310 key obviously. Fusion Substitute is an engine requirement for the Lunalay Black Sheep, and for those that don't know what this card does, it's polymerization, but only for monsters on the field. And then you can banish it from your graveyard the same turn that it's sent to return a fusion monster from your graveyard to your extra deck, and then you draw a card. So you might be able to figure out where the draw comes from, but I guess I'll just show you at the end anyways. Double Forbidden Chalice. These replaced enemy controllers from my Seattle deck. I thought Econ was really good for that event because there was a lot of mirrors, but now I was expecting a lot more artifact cards because Noah got second place at Seattle, and also I was expecting the Wind Witch deck, and this card just saves you from Scythe, so there was just like a really big worry for artifacts, and also it just helps against the mirror when you have to play into like a Trident or anything. So Chalice is really good. It can be offensive or defensive, so I really liked it in that sense. I kind of wanted to play 3, honestly. Double my body as a shield. This is insurance for going first because of Ghost Ogre and regular Mirror Force. I also thought that people were going to play Needle Sealing more because I got third with it at Seattle, and a few other people were talking about using it. So it was kind of like a prediction, and it was really good all tournament. It's just kind of terrible against the Invoked deck and Infernoid because a Nunchu can just negate this card while it wipes your board, and the Macabre or whatever it's called doesn't just negate and destroy, it negates and banishes, so this card was subpar in those matchups, but it was good enough to get me top 32, I guess. Double Twin Twister. I'm pretty sure this should just be a staple in the mirror, and the deck in general also, but a lot of people weren't really playing this, and I'm really confused why. I guess like taking the -1 to hit artifacts is kind of bad, but in the mirror, just end phase twinning their back row so you can't get barriered, or even if you do hit artifacts, they can't come out, so you don't have to worry about it. Then you just win the game. Like it's just such a blowout to be able to get rid of 2 of their traps, because if their hand isn't good, their traps keep them in the game, and if they made a board, their traps are usually what are going to be protecting them long enough to make another board, because I mean, let's be honest, you're probably just clearing their board anyways. That's how the mirror goes. It's kind of just back and forth pushes. So I think Twin's really important in that sense. Then board wipes, standard 3. Since I'm not playing the zoo cards, I just really wanted to have board wipes in my deck, and these cards were just really good. For the traps, there was a minimal amount. I believe there's 8. Yeah. Zoodiac combo, it's integral to doing well in the mirror match, so I mean I just wouldn't play without it. It's just really, really good. Torrential Tribute, I didn't play Needle Sealing at this event because I thought more people would know about it and play around it, and I was correct. Some people just didn't summon the 4th monster ever and just were poking with 3, so I was really happy I didn't play Needle Sealing at this tournament. And Torrential is just broken, so really happy that that was there. Triple Barrier and Triple Strike. These should just be staples in your zoo deck. They're just great cards, especially when you're drawing 3 with your zoo combo. You just have like a really high chance to draw into more of these good traps. So yeah, traps are just broken, and you should play these ones definitely. I highly recommend, because we were never letting our opponent play Yu-Gi-Oh. For the extra deck, was oh, this is not very well sorted. Well, it's 2 Trident, 2 Bull. It's 2 of each of them. I thought that this was perfect, and the reason why I decided to play 2 Borbo was because Utopia wasn't coming up enough in testing, so like having the boar there just like wasn't super relevant, or having the Utopia wasn't super relevant. So the boar was just there because with the way you do the combo, you're just like going through so many of the names of the cards. Like you make this card twice, that you want to be able to put back this card instead of this card, because normally if you play 1, you usually want this back in your extra deck because it's the first one you go to reattach with this, so you can like do your full combo. But having the second one is just a really nice luxury, because it not only allows you to put this card back if you really need to, but it allows you to put your other cards back, like Maxi if you like ended up doing it going second, or just like anything else. So or like a speed red card or something. So it's just like really nice to have the luxury of a wider extra deck, I guess, with this card. And then 2 emeralds. It's emerald deck now. You make 2 per combo if you're doing the black sheep thing. Totem Bird and Invoker. Won't explain this. This card is just broken. Samurai for the OTK. Rhapsody to banish Infernoids and Rats in the mirror match. I never made it the whole tournament due to a certain card in my side deck, but I was still happy to have the option. And also, like, this equipped to this is 6200, so if you ever have 4 level 4s, you can do a lot of damage, I guess. It should be game anyways. And then Norden, who is the star of the show in this deck, because you make him for real with Substitute, which is why it's so cool. So that was the extra deck. Shout out to Bowden Temnik, still doing it. He's huge. He's got a huge heart. Shout out to Discord chat. And then the side deck was Triple Slumber and 4 Kaijus. And as I said earlier, I didn't want to main these cards because I wanted my deck to be better going first. So I just decided to side them because they are great for all things considered. But I just didn't want to be drawing like 7 cards in my, like I have like 7 cards in my deck that I could open going first that would hinder my combo. So yeah, I just wanted to side them, and they were just blowouts every time. I put them in against, I think, everything going second, especially against the Windwitch deck, because this deck has a really hard time dealing with the Invincible Crystal Wing, so you just kaiju it, and it's just broken. So yeah, I actually just wish you could just play Slumber and no kaijus, or like these could just come from somewhere else that were in your deck, but that's not realistic, so you have to play these cards. And 3 Artifact Lancia for Infernoid, and for the Invoked deck, because you can chain this to Fusion, and it'll usually fizzle, and then you get to look at their hand, so that's really cool. 2 Cosmic Cyclones. Shout out to my friend Jordan for lending me these. This card was for the Invoked matchup, because I found that I was losing war games to their spell and traps instead of their monsters, because I had Chalice in my deck to deal with Scythe. So I just wanted to get rid of their trap cards, and also like Twin I kept in, but like twinning their back row is really kind of scary if it's your turn, because you could hit Artifact. Whereas if you need to like hit something to like make a play, this is better because it plays around the artifacts. Because if you hit Artifact, it just gets banished instead. Same with hitting Sanctum, so I liked Cosmic for that reason. And then the last card was Soul Release. Shout out to my friend Wes for lending me these cards. Did not think I'd find them, but he had them for me at registration, so that was awesome. We wanted to use this card over Iron Wall because Iron Wall can be outed by Decatron, 1-for-1, and Rat, and also Whiptail if they're playing that in Infernoid. So with that many outs, I just felt like Iron Wall was kind of like a scarier card to play, even though they play 60 cards, like they still have a shot at getting there. So I just figured playing Soul Release to just banish the snow and like 4 Infernoids was really broken. And yes, they can chain snow when you target it with this and save itself, but that means they're just losing that many more cards to the point where snow won't be as effective. And then like that means they also didn't snow your monster face down, so it just doesn't matter. And then you can just Whiptail the snow and banish it. So Soul Release is really good. Also, like if you Soul Release target 2 snows, then they have to banish 14 cards if they want to keep both. So this is really good. And so that was the deck profile. Okay, so now that the deck profile is over, I'm just gonna do a quick run through of the Black Sheep combo. So you just summon Rat any means that you have. So Tenki, Barrage, whatever. Make Boar, sorry. Then you make Broad Bowl, and you detach to special summon Rat. And you detach to search for Beast Warrior, which is Black Sheep, and you discard it to add Fusion Substitute, because its name is Polymerization in the deck. Then you make Tiger, and you detach to reattach Rat, and then you special this from your deck. Then you make Emerald, and you detach to put these cards back in the deck, and you draw a random card, just put those there. You play the Fusion Substitute, Fusing Emerald and Tiger for Norden. Since it's 2 XYZs, you use Norden's effect to bring back Rat. And then you overlay here for Bold Hardway, because he's a generic rank 4. And you detach a material to get a Rat from your deck. You don't search here, so don't do that. You make Trident, detach, special Rat from deck. At this point, all your Rats are out of your deck, so it makes the most sense to Fusion Substitute now, so you have a higher chance to draw a trap. So you banish the Fusion Substitute to return Norden to the extra deck, and then you draw another card, and then you make Emerald for the second time, and you detach material to put back 2 Rats and Emerald. It's probably the more correct way to do it, because that way you have an Emerald to make if your board gets cracked, so you can keep grinding. And then the Rats go, and you draw another card. So you drew 3 cards with 1, so that's really good, obviously, because it'll give you 4 other cards in hand if you went first, and 5 other cards in hand if you went second. So yeah, that was the deck profile. Thank you for watching. Make sure to check out Voltage Games online for any of your card needs. They have an account on TCG Player 2, so be sure to look for that. I guess my next event will be Vegas, so hopefully I can produce some more cool zoo content if you're interested in that. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to this channel.